So, Karen, what is the situation with missing persons, Karen? Right? I question, like, a bridge. Could there have been a bridge involved? Could there have been a river or something involved? Karen, right? Because say you're out somewhere, right? You're at a gambling complex or so, right? And it's what, middle of the night or so when you leave, early morning, right? Anything can be at play with that sort of thing. The situation, right, could turn out badly, or anything, right, could go wrong or could have, because she's missing, right? You're missing persons. That's why I'm in question of a bridge or a river, Karen, right? She's nowhere. She's still missing, right? Like, subscribe, ID in the Discovery Channel. Yes, ID in the Discovery Channel. The links are provided below. Get that Discovery Go app as well as the ID Go app. You might want to get those two things combined to make them into one, and I'm a Discovery influencer. That's indeed a fact. So, Karen, right? Ohio River between Mountaineer, right? Involving Karen. What is all in the surrounding area of the Ohio River between Mountaineer, right? That's why I asked in the opening, right? Let me state what happened. Okay, so Karen's family stated the location. It was a routine, right? Routine location that you make a habit out of going a certain way, like driving to certain locations or particular areas through those particular areas, right? Karen, right? Her family, she had a habit of driving through the location in which I just mentioned. So if you're driving around that area in the Ohio River, is somewhere near, based upon the timing, right? She left the gambling complex in which when she right during the time when she disappeared, right? It was early morning, 3 a.m., right? You know, it's dark outside. If it's dark outside, can you see things or can you not see things when you're leaving a place at 3 a.m., right? You would question all types of things. Did she drink anything? You know, you would ask, even if she was not a drug user. Say she's not someone who did drugs or not drink or anything like that, right? But you would question that sort of thing when somebody's leaving at 3 a.m. and they're going somewhere that's near Ohio River, Mountaineer, right? What is in that area? You're going to question any drinking or anything like that, especially to be leaving at 3 a.m. because it's dark and you never know what a car can roll into. That's why, right? So and then law enforcement said they didn't find anything that pointed to any type of accident, right? But you still would question if there's water around. You just would, because vehicles sink, right? Once a vehicle rolls into water or something like that, vehicles do sink, right? And there have been vehicles that, because I've just seen a photo of a pickup truck that was upside down or something like that, and they pulled it from the Ohio River. That's why I'm questioning Karen, right? So March 12th, 2007, on surveillance video at 3 a.m., right, 3 a.m., Karen S. Adams was observed leaving a gambling complex, and she hasn't been seen or heard from since. And her car hasn't been located. That's why. You're going to ask, is there a river or something around? What was the time that she left the gambling complex? Was it dark or out? Was it nighttime? Was it dark? Was it early morning? What was the situation? Was there enough lighting around, right? What occurred with that, right? Because to know her car hasn't been found, was there a carjacking or something, right? They take her car or something like that from her, and then now she has no vehicle or something, and she's missing or something, or they have her involved in a carjacking or something, and they take her vehicle with her in it and they kill her or something, right? All that would need to be questioned. So the location in which Karen was last seen was in Hancock County, West Virginia. right? So that's where the gambling complex is and was located, in which Karen was last seen, right? Mountaineer Casino Racetrack and Resort is the gambling complex where she went to play bingo. You're going to play bingo. And then next thing you know, you play a good game of bingo and all that, right? You have that going on. The next thing you know, somehow, once everything is over, bingling. Ooh, that's a new one. Bingo, bing. I'm over here, yes, for all the old people, right? Bingo. What's lingo for that? I'm bingling. That just came to me on the spot. Bingling, right? So you're doing all that, then next you know, you just go missing. There's a disappearance, right? How does that play out at 3 a.m. where your vehicle is not even found? You're not found, your vehicle is not found. What took place? I did mention carjacking. I did mention that, right? So, because, yeah, once there is a carjacking at 3 a.m., consider that carjacking, right? Once there's a carjacking and it's 3 a.m., those situations like that do not always turn out good. Consider her age. That was back in 2007. You go missing in 2007, here it is, 2021. You know how many years that is? That's to say whatever took place didn't end too good or too well or all in between, right? Possible carjacking, Karen, would that have taken place? What's the ending result of a carjacking once you're involved in someone that, you know, steals a vehicle or something? Maybe that's what took place. Because okay, carjacking, right? Where could this have taken place? You were seen leaving the gambling complex on surveillance. How far out, if there were a carjacking, right? How far out did you make it in driving from the location you left for that sort of thing to have taken place? Carjacking. Did you pull up to a light or something and somebody got in the vehicle with you or something? Could that have been the situation? Then you would start to question what lights and streets and all that was around the area, right? I can't see a carjacking ending too well if somebody did do that sort of thing, right? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. What do you do with someone at 3 o'clock in the morning once you jack them for their vehicle or something, right? They're driving and stuff like that, right? So, yeah, right? If somebody rolls into a river, if there's any nearby water, like that pickup truck that I noticed that was upside down coming out of the Ohio River, right? That's that location where it was stated where she was known to drive and stuff like that, her routine near that area, right? If you roll into river, usually what happens is a vehicle goes down in water, as in it sinks. So there's like no evidence once you roll into water like that at 3 o'clock in the morning. You roll into a river or something like that, you can't see or something, right? You would question bridges and all the rest, right? But once a vehicle goes down into water, you no longer see the vehicle, right? It done sunk to the bottom or something. And then that person becomes a missing person, and then you just wondering, well, what happened to that person, or Karen or anybody else? Because there have been various stories. I mean, you got thousands of stories of missing persons cases and stuff like that. You wondering, well, where's that person? They went missing. Some of them have rode into rivers and stuff in the middle of the night, even in the daytime, right? So many older people, elderly people, situations play out, right? At the gambling complex in which a named Karen was known to leave the bingo area around 11 p.m. So at the gambling complex, right, in which I named on Karen, right, she was known to leave the bingo area around 11 p.m. to play slot machines, right. It was seen that she was there, right, but she didn't leave the location for good until 3 a.m. That is how a person could disappear. You're there, the next thing you know, you're leaving at 3 a.m., right? What goes wrong with that? The surveillance couldn't pick her up the whole time she drew, say you're going to drive home. There was no surveillance for that, right? So something had to happen between the time you left the location you left going home. What took place? The first thing that came to my mind was not carjacking. No, it was rolling into a river. As soon as I said, okay, wait a minute, what? Ohio River? Well, if there's any rivers or anywhere located around where she could have, say, driven, right? You would automatically assume, oh, wait. There was a river involved somewhere, right? Is there any bridges or anything? Okay, maybe her vehicle rode into water. A sinking process. So somebody's vehicle rolls into water, if that could have taken place, right? Roll into water, sinks down, and then you don't see the person because the vehicle. She disappeared in 2007. 2007 is 2021, right? So hopefully that didn't take place. Hopefully she's not dead anywhere, but something's wrong with her whole situation, right? We're on investigationdiscovery.com. The ID logo stands in the far left. Live now, evil stepmothers. New episodes. To receive an audio-visual preview is to click the play button, and you would in fact receive that sort of thing. Like how some people leave and then they leave, they go over the border somewhere, not Taco Bell, no, right? Not none of that, right? They disappear, right? But if they were to get on a plane, how some people go missing and some people will say, well, maybe they boarded a plane and left or something. You can't board a plane and all that without, FBI or something finding out who you are and all the rest, right? And then that's when you're no longer a missing person because, they would know. You need ID and stuff like that to get on a plane and stuff like that. You can't just get on a plane unless you're using fake identity, but with how things are nowadays, right? You can't just be getting on planes. Remember September 11th. So they're up now on identification of people if you were to try to use fake ID to get on a plane to leave. But who's going to do all that? I'm sure she was not into crime and stuff like that. Karen, right? To be doing all that, leaving at 3 a.m. or something from a casino, a gambling complex, and then goes missing or something like that, right? Who's going to do all that type of stuff? And now you're a missing person, right? Unless you're in some heavy crime or something like that, right? I can't see that sort of thing taking place or anything. I think something could have occurred or something, like an accident or something. But not accident pertaining to vehicle, car crash or something. Something like possibly involving a river or something, water or something. See, police, as I stated before, they said they found no evidence of, say, accident of Karen, right? They didn't find anything, but when water is involved, there's usually no evidence because everything sinks. I said that like 3 or 4 times, right? Maybe that was the situation or something. Unlocked episodes to receive an audio-visual previews, or click the play button right here. You would in fact receive that. Yes. So, sometimes you can tell what happened. Sometimes you can know what happened. With some people, when people go missing, you can find out and know, like, no. Yeah, I know what could possibly have taken place with this person. ID Go original series, just by their story. You read a story, right, on people, this situation could happen like this or that, a drowning. To receive a newsletter from investigationdiscovery.com, type your email address in and click next, and you would in fact receive that from Investigation Discovery. Yes, I can tell what possibly happened with Karen. A possible drowning. That's why she's nowhere. The missing persons, the disappearance, drowning, possible drowning. Why her body or nothing? Where is she? Right. 2007 is a long time. It's 2021. Karen possibly drowned to death or something. Water involved or something somewhere. Right. That's why nobody can find her, and not possible carjacking. But that was something that I did question. But yeah, she possibly drowned to death. I can tell. You can tell. I can tell. Her vehicle went down somewhere or something. So they should check Ohio River or something like that, right? Law enforcement, deep divers and stuff like that check down in the river or so to check for her vehicle. Because, yeah, when it's water involved, there have been boats and everything that have, I'm floating along, right, and boats come along and can't even see vehicles once they sink and stuff like that in the water. So, dear viewers, let me know what you think and feel about the video. May you enjoy your day. I will, in fact, enjoy mine, and I'm gone for now. 1.